Hey everybody, Chuck Barone. Monday, May the 8th, 2023, and we're off and running on another week in this wacky world we're living in 2023. Today was a nice quiet day though. Today we're going to have a chance to talk about some stuff because the news today was kind of quiet, which we could all use a little bit of a breath, right? Anyway, so markets, before we start as always, let me welcome everybody to the show. Thank you guys for your participation, for watching the videos, for all you do to support the show every day. We appreciate you guys. Markets today. Well, not a lot happening in the markets. Markets kind of directionless, don't really waiting for the next bit of information, bit of data, trying to get an idea of where things are going. Very difficult right now. So stocks ending mixed, really a nothing day today. Treading water till later this week, I'm thinking. The Dow minus 55 points, 33,618. The S&P rises 1 point, 4,138 on that index. And the NASDAQ up 21 points, 12,256. So really not much happening in the markets today. A little bit of earnings stuff coming out, wholesale inventories, but quiet day. Market waiting on direction, still kind of digesting all the data and all the stuff that happened last week. Was such a tumultuous week. So the market's taking a little bit of a breather today. We know we got some big action coming later this week. The bond market today, selling off, bonds selling off, yields rising. The 10-year up 7 basis points at 3.52%. The 2-year up 8 basis points at basically 4%, 4.00. So we got a 48 basis point inversion. It's narrowing. It was over 100 at one point. So that's kind of interesting. But the bond market really has just had no direction. Prices whipsawing all over the place. A week ago, the 2-year 4.15, as low as 3.65. Now back a week later, 4%. All over the place. Dollar today, treading water as well, up very small today, 101.4 on the index. Just nothing happening today. Metals today, mixed results today, but again, not a big day in either way. Gold rallies $3, $2,020.60. Silver down small, down 14 cents an ounce at $25.53. These are still great numbers for gold and silver, man. I still think that these metals, gold and silver, have a ways to go to the upside. It looks like they're consolidating above these targets, above 2,000 for gold, above 25 for silver. So it's very good news for those metals. The longer they hold those, the better it is, obviously. Oil today had an up day, up $1.49 per barrel. $72.83 for West Texas Intermediate, sitting right in that trough we've been talking about, between $70 and $75 per barrel. It looked like it was kind of trending down. We'll see if this is really the start of any kind of rally. I doubt it. There's not really much news driving oil today. So we'll see where it goes, but still just right and reliably in the trough where it's been sitting. Bitcoin today has a little bit of a rough day. Takes a hit today, down $1,478 last I looked, 27,491. I guess one of these exchanges, Binance, halted withdrawals from Bitcoin holders a couple times today for big imbalances. They were saying it was internal stuff. I don't think that it's just a blip, but what it is these are all, everybody's so sensitive to these because of recent events that this kind of thing causes that kind of reaction. Could be prudent though, this could be the start of a bad thing for Binance. We'll see, but anyway, Bitcoin down today. Now, as I do every Monday, just give you guys an idea of what we're going to be dealing with this week, the news, the data that's going to be coming along. Today, Monday, quiet day, but we did get wholesale inventories, and the news there was not good. We had a 12% rise in inventories from a year ago. So manufacturers, wholesalers holding more in their warehouses. Typically that's going to mean prices coming down when they have to empty those warehouses. We'll see where that goes. I don't know if this is it was down last month, so it's a pretty big jump. We'll see if it's some kind of start of a trend or where we're going with it. Tomorrow, basic information, not much. Short selling interest on the stock market. Wednesday starts the fun stuff, right? Wednesday, we will get CPI, and it is expected to be 5% on the top line, 5.5% on the core number. That'd be down from 5.6. I think any surprise at all, even the slightest, littlest, tiniest little number, could really upset the apple cart here. As we've been telling you guys, the market is factoring in rate cuts later this year. They see this as peak. Bad news on CPI, bad news PPI, CPE. If this inflation it's sticky, guys. It's tough to get from 5 to 2. Going to upset the apple cart pretty good. You could see a pretty volatile market reaction to that. These numbers still not great. You got 5.5% core is the hoped for, and you got interest rates at 5.1. Not quite where you need to be. So that's going to be a big deal on Wednesday. I can't wait to see those numbers. Also on Wednesday, we will get mortgage bankers report. That's expected to be mixed with purchase business falling, refi business rising. I'm surprised to hear refis are rising. The only reason a person would do that is if they absolutely had to refi right now. Certainly nobody's doing it to get a better rate. So we'll see what that report looks like when it comes on Wednesday. On Thursday, well, this is going to be the interesting day because we're going to get jobless claims and we're going to get PPI. And the PPI numbers, both top line and core, are expected to be up pretty dramatically. So we'll see. PPI was the big bummer last month for the Fed. PPI is foreshadowing what's going to happen with CPI because typically producers pass cost increase on plus to their ultimate purchasers. So it's going to be fascinating to see how that all plays out on Thursday. Between those 2 days, bad CPI, jobless claims coming down, or a bad PPI, all of this could make the whole planning, everything the market is expecting right now, could turn it all upside down. It's going to be a riot to watch it, guys. Of course, we'll be there giving you guys all the gory details, right? Here's an interesting thing today. I saw ADP comes out and says actually in April we added 296,000, not 258. We'll see. Interesting stuff though. Job market still super hot. I was reading another interesting thing. Well, let me go through the rest of this data stuff. So Thursday, big day 2, jobless claims and PPI. And Friday, just to wrap things up, we'll get our import price index. And import prices are expected to be up, contributing to inflation. And we're going to get the University of Michigan Consumer Index. This is an important one. And it's expected to be down to 63 from 63.5, showing a pretty negative consumer sentiment here. So it's going to be a busy week with reports. A couple interesting things I saw, little blurbs that are not worth more than just a heads up to you guys. GDP Now tracker for the second quarter here in the U.S. says that it's expected to be plus 2.7% for this second quarter. We're in the middle. We're in right now. Now, they've been pretty accurate up until this past quarter. They were off on the first quarter, but still positive GDP for the first quarter. I'm watching this closely, looking for signs of recession. So it's still showing they're expecting pretty significant growth in the second. We'll keep an eye on that and see where that goes. Also, 100% real estate financing coming soon. Can you believe this, man? They just to show you that people here in the U.S. have to learn these lessons repeatedly. We didn't learn from 2008 and destroying the entire world economy. So now we're going to go back to this 100% financing idea where people can buy houses with no money in. At least from what I understand of these programs, they're going to be a little more restrictive, but we'll see. And also, new car prices just topping $48,000 average. $48,000 average price for a new car here in America. Interesting numbers today. Regional banks, I've been talking about this. I've been telling you guys, man, this is not over by a long shot. Regional bank stocks coming back, rallying a little bit, but guys, here's the deal. If cutting dividends is the path to health for these small and regional banks, then every single one of them would have cut their dividend today. This is just a Band-Aid on a bullet wound here, a head fake. You know, I'm guessing they probably don't have the money to pay the dividends anyway, right, without really damaging their reserves. The major banks, sitting like vultures on the tree, waiting to just pounce and get whatever's left of these poor regional banks. This crisis is not over by a long shot. We know what's coming with commercial real estate. $1.5 trillion in commercial real estate needs to be refied over the next between now and the end of 25. So 2.5 years. Lenders don't want to lend. Borrowers certainly don't want to borrow at the rates we're offering right now. It's going to be a catastrophe, and it's going to smash commercial real estate to smithereens, and likely their lenders with them, right? And last today, to wrap things up on a quiet day, I talked last week about the Google CEO and his $226 million payday. God bless you, bro. Good job. $226 million is a lot of friggin' money. I was reading today, a little bit of report, the worker CEO pay gap, widest it's ever been, record now 288 times. 288 times. The CEO gets 288 times the pay for the average worker, up from 254 times last year. This is just, I don't see where this ends, guys. I mean, really? I guess actually some shareholders now are starting to balk at some of these numbers. Listen to this, guys. From 1965 to 1970, the average CEO made 23 times more than the average worker. Okay, so the CEO made 23 times, which is still a pretty significant bump, right? By 1990, that 23 was up to 74 times. And between 1990 and today, it's jumped from 74 to 388 times. It's just crazy. Listen to these numbers. Okay, so if the average worker makes $50K a year, which if you were making $50K a year in 1965 to 1970, you were doing really good, right? But if that was the pay, 23 times the CEO gets 1.15 million, 1,150,000 versus the 50K for the average worker. So that's still a pretty significant jump, right? 50,000, 1.15 million. Today, that works out 50K, right? Same paid for the worker. Today's CEO, 288 times that, is 14.4 million. So the CEOs are making what? 13, almost 14 times what they were paying themselves, back in the normal days of American business, right? Listen to this. At that multiple, the CEO makes $39,452 every single day of the year. Easter, Christmas, New Year's, Saturdays, Sundays, what doesn't matter. So basically, he's making 40K every day versus the average guy who makes 50K for 365 days. Well, it's got to end somewhere. I can't wait to see how it does. This is just, And I'm for getting rich, man. I'm a capitalist. I think it's awesome, but is this really where we want to be? And they wonder why people are quiet quitting. They wonder why people don't want to work as hard. Productivity's down. Worker dissatisfaction skyrocketing. This is why, guys. Pay people. Spread some of the money around a little bit, man. I'd like to make more. But I guess if I had my own way, I'd probably give myself 288 times more too. Human nature, right? Anyway, guys, that's it for the day. My timer's telling me I got to get done here. We appreciate your support. Like the video. If you like the video, hit that button. Share the video with your friends. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Check your ringer, check your bell, make sure your notifications are on. I'll look for your questions and comments. I'll be on there today. We appreciate your support, guys. We'll be back tomorrow to bring you guys the news you need. Until then, take care. Thanks.